They were just gone. Doctors took an x-ray and they realized that it was missing. So at 10 months old, they cut my legs off. But at a year old, I was walking on prosthetics. So for me, like I never played sports growing up, or at least was competitive enough to play because I'm not a very good runner. Just that's how it goes. You guys can laugh, it's fine. So for me, like sled hockey was something that I could do and be competitive, but it was really the guys that came before me, because some of the guys that I played with in 2010, they were on the 2002 team. The only reason the 2002 U.S. sled hockey team made the Paralympic Games, was because they were the host country. We were really, really bad, and they ended up winning every game and won in a shootout to win the first ever gold medal. And without that, we probably wouldn't have sled hockey in the U.S. And so for me, I do it for those guys because, one, I love playing hockey and that's really fun, but because I know there are a lot of other guys that sacrifice way more than I have. Anybody else? Sorry, took up a lot of time.
For me, I was injured in the military and I was going through rehab and kind of just trying to find my way in life again. And then so I got introduced into hockey, and like Rico was saying, I fell in love with the camaraderie, the brotherhood, and then we all had the mission of wanting to win a gold medal. We didn't care about anything else. And so I was a Marine, and then when we had the mission was the only thing that mattered. So there was a lot of parallels, and so that's what kept me going.
Yeah, so for me, I played able-bodied sports until I was probably like 12-ish. I did soccer and like all the other activities, and there came a point in time when a lot of people were telling me like, no, you can't play, you have one leg, like you're an injury to other people, or other people were scared to play with you. And my mom refused to believe that I couldn't be on a team. So I think for me, sled hockey was a great fit. Karina helped me actually get into the sport, and I've just loved it. I love being on the ice. I love the people that you meet have been phenomenal. So I think it's really the people that count.
For me, I'm a cancer survivor. So when I was a baby, I had a cancerous tumor in my spinal cord, and it compressed my spinal cord, so now I have a spinal cord injury. And I played other sports growing up. I did like swimming and horseback riding and that kind of thing. But for me, what I fell in love with hockey was definitely the community. I think the sport of hockey in general is a very strong bond.
Yeah, it's the same thing for me. When I was an open water swimmer, so I had to swim 5 kilometers, 8 kilometers by myself. And I used to train with able-bodied people. So when I started playing hockey, it's completely different because you have to rely on your teammates, and there is not just one winner. It's one team wins, one team scores. It's not just one person that wins. So that's what I love the most.
For myself, my parents put me in skates at 18 months old. I started organized hockey before I turned 3, so I grew up playing able-bodied sports, and then was diagnosed with cancer the week before the Vancouver Olympics in 2010. At that time, shortly after I learned that my leg would be amputated as a result. So the timing aligned where I'd never seen sled hockey to that point in my life until I was laying in a hospital bed watching the Paralympic Games. And so for me, like what provided and what kind of sparked the inspiration was understanding what my future reality looked like and how I was going to kind of navigate my path in a sport, and then being able to see it. And so that's where I think like the visibility, the representation becomes so important for other athletes who maybe grew up with a disability or acquire them at some point in their life. And I think that's also what we're trying to recreate here in Mexico, is to maybe provide that opportunity and that access to other athletes who maybe want to aspire to play hockey someday. And so for me, seeing athletes that look like me compete at the Paralympic Games provided that spark and that inspiration. And then over the course of the next couple of years, you have the opportunity to meet and to interact and to understand how they live their lives, how they train, how they perform and compete. And I think really that allows you to adapt and to overcome the challenges that you're facing. And ultimately, like I said, like that's what we're hoping to establish here, and we're grateful to have the opportunity.